So let's take a look at how rates and dividends can affect and shift these ideas of forward pricing and of parity, or put call parity as we like to. So I want you to look at two ways that I've set this up. This is meant to drive a point home. And I know that if you think about the fact that this is a 30-day option and looking at something with almost an 8.5% interest rate is ridiculous right now, at least where interest rates are priced. I totally get it, but it's meant to drive the point home. Interest rates and 30-day carry costs and the effects that we're looking at on implied forward price. On the left-hand side, what we have, and these are both from the options calculator on the OIC, on the OCC's options calculator page. So if you want to use it, go and check it out. It's actually one of our most used tools, and it's a fantastic tool. On the left, what I have is all of the same inputs for strike price, stock price, how long we have till expiration. And the only thing I changed between these two things is that on the left, we have a 4.32% interest rate. And on the right, we have an 8.32% interest rate over the course of a 30-day option. So if you look at the call and the put price on the left-hand side in that black box for the 4.32% interest rate, do I have a draw on this? Your call price is here and your put price is in here. The call is worth 9.13, the put's worth 8.39. If we do the math that we just talked about, right? Call minus put plus strike. These are all on the 215 strike. You get 9.13 minus 8.39 plus 215, the strike price. And what you end up with is the market with a 4.32% interest rate assumption built in is telling you that the actual implied forward price is 215.74. That is higher than the actual strike price, right? It's telling you that the implied forward is higher than the strike price right now. Now, if you shift over to the right-hand side and think about the fact that all we have done is changed the interest rate to 8.32%. And it's still the same 215 calls and 215 puts. What you end up with is 950 minus 809, again, plus the strike price. Everything else is exactly the same. And what we have now is a forward price that is completely different than our previous forward price. The only difference here, and this is over the course of a 30-day option, is the interest rate assumption. That's all it is. And so what you're dealing with is, in this case, when you put in a higher interest rate, the model that you're using starts to spit out different values. Why? Because it is making the assumption that the calls are worth more and the puts are worth less as you jack this interest rate up. And that's how interest rates can affect the actual implied forwards. Remember, we talked about how you can actually calculate the implied forward, and we use that math right here. The options are telling you that these have different forward prices because of the assumptions of the interest rate over, and this is just over the course of 30 days. Think about what this might look like over the course of 100 days or 300 days. If you're looking at an entire year or 2-year option, it's going to be significantly different if you start to move interest rates around. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Not whether or not interest rates are going up to 8.32. The point I'm trying to make is the interest rate assumption is built into the option pricing that you're looking at as far as calls and puts on that strike. Pay attention to it because it can show up as one of those discount factors that people oftentimes look at and think these options are mispriced, and they don't look to the second layer. They don't look another layer deeper and think like, what could make these options price the forward in the way that they're pricing it? Okay,